we're gonna see how well this can pump fires.
Shooter ready, stand by is Control Alt. That's delete.
Hey guys, it's the long-awaited release. I'm here with Surefire, and this is the RC3. Before we get into the details about the can, guys, remember to engage with this content. This is a first release of the RC3, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe to stay engaged with the channel. The best way to support the channel is to purchase the Constantine concealed carry belt. It's the EDC belt that stretches for you. Andrew has been wearing his for the last few months. There's thousands of you out there now that are wearing this belt. It's got a 5-star review. Check it out. It's right on the website. Links in the bio. I'm here with Andrew Wright.
Yep.
Go ahead, introduce yourself, tell the channel who you are, what you do, and what you're all about.
My name's Andrew. I do marketing at Surefire. I'm super excited to announce the RC3 and have Hunter out. It's an exciting launch.
Yes, so they took everything you love about the RC2 and made it even better for a more enjoyable user experience. We have a little bit different end cap on this suppressor that utilizes low back pressure system on your gun, creating less gas in your face and a whole lot of other benefits that I'll let you jump into.
Yeah, man. So, just stepping back in case you're not familiar, most likely you are. We've been building suppressors for a little over 20 years now. We had the SOCOM suppressors, which arguably are the best fighting suppressor up until now overall. Generally with suppressors, with the parameters or the performance parameters, you give one, you take away another, meaning you want it to be more durable or quieter, it might get usually larger or heavier. Same thing with flash performance, back pressure performance, everything. Generally speaking, there's no free lunch. So we've been developing this for over 3 years now.
Which is much longer than I expected, but after shooting this and seeing all the R&D that went into it, I understand why.
Yeah, so it was just really hard to crack the code. We wanted to maintain the performance parameters of our previous suppressor, which was extreme durability, really good first round flash reduction, relatively compact, relatively lightweight, no impact shift, mounting fast attach, all of those parameters, but reduce the back pressure, and that's what we've done. So it's a 60% reduction in back pressure, still the same rough performance parameters as before, and the main thing is we've kept our flash performance, actually improved it a little bit, both first round flash and subsequent round flash, so yeah, it's awesome.
One thing I think is really cool, it's the same diameter, same length as your RC2, so it's almost just a plug and play option for you, same size, same function, same form, using the fast attach with all of your 5.56 compatible fast attach muzzle devices. You guys know I love the War Comp and the big multi-tine flash hiders, especially when we're shooting under night vision. Keeping that flash reduction is huge. So with other low back pressure cans on the market, flash is secondary to them, and I found that some of them create a larger flash than others. So when you're shooting under nods, we definitely don't want to be auto gating, flashing ourselves, and making sure that we can stay on target, engaging what we intend to engage, and be able to see what we're engaging as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, flash is huge, especially on the self-defense side. Maybe really on the military side for us. Our military customers are super adamant about having good flash performance. And like you were saying, reduced back pressure. The benefits are obviously less gas in your face from a health perspective and just a comfort perspective. Yes. That's really nice.
When I'm shooting matches, I shoot suppressed. I think you guys should be shooting the guns that you're defending yourself with or defending your family with. So I shoot my full night vision setup. It's an LMT Spec War, suppressed laser, LPVO offset dots. The same thing that I grab out of the safe. Hits the fan.
That's awesome.
So when I'm shooting these matches, I want to make sure that my eyes are clear of gas, my lungs are clear of gas, and I'm not getting impaired by my suppressor or tool to help with my hearing.
And also, on that note, when you reduce the back pressure of the suppressor, the gun performs, it shoots softer, much softer. So you're going to have a little bit improved splits. You're going to be able to control the gun better. It's going to be better all around. Also, wear and tear is reduced on the parts of the gun.
Yep.
Pretty much
just
everything
getting dirty. I'm a lazy man inherently. I work hard. I can shoot well, whatever, but I am lazy. So that means I get to clean my gun at a longer interval. I'm a happy man, and I don't need to spend an afternoon scrubbing down my VCG and every single part in the gun, because the low back pressure allows those particulates to leave forward out of the can rather than the ejection port. Earlier, you guys were testing your parts per million in your
back pressure test chamber.
Back pressure test chamber. A standard AR, no suppressor, you're about 100 parts per million. Your normal suppressor that we've been used to for the last 10 years is somewhere in the 450 to 550 range in there, correct? And then this low back pressure can put you at about 200 parts per million.
Correct.
So reducing the gas over half just by introducing channels for that gas to escape and mix with air in its environment will give you a better experience, keep your gun cleaner, make it run longer.
All of it, yeah. It's awesome, man.
I switched to low back pressure cans as soon as they hit the market, and I'm very excited to see another option, a trusted option, hit the market from such a notable company.
Yeah, man, we're super excited for the launch. It's going to do super well, and yeah, if you want more information, please check out our website, surefire.com.
Yep. One thing to note on this, the price did increase. We got to talk about it.
Yep, it went up quite a bit.
MSRP for the RC2s were around $1090.
Yep.
These are going to be
$17.99.
$17.99. So we're looking at $1,800. I know you guys in the comments are about to go crazy on that price point, but let me tell you, for durability and user experience, I think this is pretty much unmatched. There's no cleaning schedule for this can. You can shoot as much as you want. They had machine gun fire. What's the fluid dynamic scientist speak you were talking about? The
computational flow dynamics.
Computational flow dynamics. I didn't even remember what that word was, but they have over 1 million hours on supercomputer, just like Andrew here, on supercomputer simulations that are nearly spot on.
We're in a simulation.
We're in a simulation. Elon Musk isn't real. We're in a firmament. We've never been to space, and the moon is made of cheese. And I can't stop thinking about the Roman Empire for some reason. But
pirates.
The actual data that we found from the camera match up almost identically to the simulations that they computed on their supercomputer from the National Lab of Science.
You summarized that super well. I'm not even going to touch that. That was great.
We're going to cut to the carbine class with Matt Pranka, and we're going to show these cans in action as we're shooting live. I'll be splitting the gun, Andrew will be splitting the gun, and we'll have a bunch of people here shooting so you guys can see the footage of how well this can actually performs.
Shooter ready, stand by is Control-Alt, that's delete. In the worst day of your life, have the most cognitive awareness is not true. But through doing like this, your ability to look at something, big matches, we know, you go to an IPSC match, you have 90 seconds to look at the stage. You and 15 people who all want to see it, right? I've walked away from more major match stages where I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So I think this is really valuable, right? Because it's pretty simple, right? Yeah. Why don't you guys run it again? Good. 2 on each from 20, 2 on each from 10. 7 seconds. Stand by! All right, next string of fire, 3 rounds on each target. At that point, you'll go to bolt lock, speed reload your rifle. Hard time for this is 6 seconds. Shooters ready. Stand by. .703, 510, 583. All right, let's move up to the 7-yard line. From the 7, present to the lower A zone. 3 rounds on each target. Hard time is 3 seconds. Stand by. All right, next course of fire to the upper A zones. 3 rounds on each target. Hard time is 5 seconds. Stand by. .452 is the last shot. So first thing we'll do, come up, count the rounds on each target. There should be 20. 2 rounds on each target from 40. Then we'll run up to 20. 2 rounds on each target from 20. 2 on each from 40. 2 on each from 20. Par time is 9 seconds. Shooters ready. Stand by. Good, everyone was good on that one. 871, 690-ish. So the first couple ones, like from a metric standpoint, we go from 1.3 to like in the mid to high 9s.
Yep.
Right, with much better group.
Way better
what do you feel?
So without the suppressor, I was watching myself overcorrect with the gun a lot. So I got like a center shot, overcorrected down, then I overcorrected up. And that was pretty common where I had this larger disparity. Then I was like, all right, I'm going up and down. And then I started correcting left and right. And I had to put a lot more perceived input on the gun to control it with some pretty close edge hits on that target. And then after putting the can on, I mean, we all saw that first group, the splits were faster, it was more controlled, and they were stacked right on top of each other, right? And it wasn't until I started changing my inputs on the gun, on the trigger, where I started moving the gun a little bit more, because it's not the same trigger I'm used to shooting, and I think that's just more of a user operator error than anything else. But once I got back on that trigger, that shot stayed in a much tighter box, closer to like an alpha zone on the paper target than on the steel. So the amount of input I'm getting back from the gun decreased with the can, so it was a lot more controllable, if that makes sense. Because I was watching my dot just go crazy with that flash hider, where I was like, man, I should be holding on to this gun a little bit tighter, but I want to do nothing, you know?
And I think it plays into, like, if you're, from what we did yesterday, right, we understand that with predictive shooting, the goal is to get the gun to behave consistently and predictably the same all the time, right? Doesn't matter if the dot moves 2 feet off the target, right, as long as it comes back to the same one. But then in terms of an engagement strategy, right, and I program myself to only shoot my vision, right, I'm not going to pull the trigger when it's there, it's going to slow down. Because it moving 10 inches versus kind of just blipping over the point of aim, you're going to get to faster shots. And for me, what I noticed yesterday was the weight of it, right, which is always a thing. This is a 14.5, and maybe the first couple iterations, it's something that it's different, but I didn't see it as like a real detractor, right? Put it on today and shooting it today, and it, you know, after a day of training, it becomes more comfortable, right? So I think that's always to kind of get ahead of that, because that would be the biggest complaint, right? I don't want the weight. I mean, there's a couple places you can go so where the weight won't matter, and you don't like to visit any of them. So, the range and the gym. Stand by!
We just finished up 2 days of shooting the Surefire Rc3. I'm with 2 subject matter experts here. I'll let you gentlemen introduce yourselves.
I'm Barry Duke. I'm Vice President of Suppressors and Weapons at Surefire.
I'm Matt Franca. I own X-Ray Alpha.
Awesome. He is a huge nerd when it comes to suppressor. He's a huge nerd when it comes to running your guns. So let's start with the technology behind the cans.